You know, Sima, one of the things I just keep thinking about, and perhaps you had this experience too, as I grew up in elementary school, middle school, even high school, the history books we had, there's so much I didn't learn. And so for me, Black History Month is really about learning some of the things that maybe I didn't learn earlier on, and pieces of history. This, of course, is Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was invited to give a speech at a celebration of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And during that speech, he made a really powerful point saying, this 4th of July, this Declaration of Independence, this 4th of July is yours, it is not mine. You celebrate, I must mourn. And that is a little bit of a paraphrasing, but I'm here with Doug with Charles H. Wright African American History Museum. And that was just about 13 or so years before slavery was abolished, and powerful words. He was really trying to hit home a point there.
Yes, he definitely was, because the most important thing was that even with that celebration of independence, there were thousands of people in this country who were still being kept in slavery. And that's why Frederick Douglass was rather irritated, and he made the point of saying to the people that your independence is a sham, a mockery, because it was not true independence for everyone in the country.
We are not all free. And something else that I'm still having a hard time wrapping my mind around that I didn't realize before, but we were talking about the 13th Amendment here. That was, it says it was initially, the proposed amendment was proposed in 1865. So tell me a little bit about that and the progress, because not everybody hopped on board.
True. Not everybody hopped on board at the time. The important thing about that is when an amendment was proposed, they had to have 75% of the states that were in existence at that time. They had to ratify the amendment, whatever the amendment was. Unfortunately, at this time, in 1865, when that amendment was proposed, there were enough states who ratified it, so the amendment was, put into place.
It became law and slavery was abolished, but only in 75% of the states. There were still some states that really held on. It says 7 more completed by 1901, and this is really kind of blowing me away. Kentucky didn't ratify the abolishment of slavery until 1976, and Mississippi didn't ratify the abolishment of slavery till 1995?
1995. That was just their way of, the only way I can describe it is to say that it was being obstinate. They were holding fast to their position that they still believed that slavery should be permitted.
And this is something I did not know. I mean, when I learned about the 13th Amendment, I think 1865 was the date that I had to memorize for my test. I didn't realize there was this very slow progression of states really ratifying it and taking it on. The 14th Amendment, of course, the right to citizenship, and the 15th Amendment, the right to vote. Those 3 amendments, important every day of the year, every month of the year, yes, but especially important to highlight this month.
This particular month is important to highlight. I would say definitely the 15th Amendment, the right to vote, because that is a right that has to be basically renewed from time to time, that particular right to vote. And even with that 15th Amendment, they only gave the right to vote to African American men, because it actually stated that a person cannot be denied their right to vote because of some previous condition of enslavement or because of their race. It never said that a person could not be denied the right to vote because of their gender. So it was another 55 years, I believe it was, before women got the right to vote.
Wow, so much history there is here to learn, presented in just such incredibly powerful ways, right here at the Charles H. Wright African American History Museum in Detroit. The museum's open every single day for the month of February. Come on down, it's open right now, and every day, incredible programming, wealth of information on our website, WXYZ.com. Sima.